Is long-distance relationship worth it? It is one of the most common questions people ask when distance enters a relationship. Sometimes it is asked with curiosity. Other times, it is asked with pain, exhaustion, and doubt. Behind the question is usually a heart that is tired of missing someone, tired of time zones, tired of screens instead of touch, and tired of explaining a relationship that many people do not understand. Long-distance relationships are not romantic movies. They are not constant video calls, cute screenshots, or countdowns to visits. They are real relationships tested by absence. They demand patience when reassurance is delayed, trust when explanations are limited, and faith when the future feels uncertain. So is it worth it? The honest answer is this. Long-distance relationship is not worth it for everyone, but it is worth it for the right people, with the right mindset and the right purpose. Distance does not destroy relationships. What destroys relationships is lack of commitment, poor communication, unmet expectations, and unresolved emotional wounds. Distance only reveals what already exists. It exposes insecurity, weak boundaries, and lack of clarity. But it also reveals loyalty, emotional maturity, and intentional love. One of the hardest truths about long-distance relationships is that love alone is not enough. You can love someone deeply and still struggle. You can miss someone badly and still question the relationship. Love must be supported by effort, communication, and shared vision. Without these, distance becomes unbearable. Long-distance relationships are worth it when both people are intentional. When both partners choose communication over silence, reassurance over assumptions, and honesty over convenience. Distance requires more talking, not less. It requires emotional openness, not emotional withdrawal. When communication becomes inconsistent, distance amplifies every fear. Another important factor is trust. In long-distance relationships, you do not see each other's daily routines. You do not know who is sitting next to them, who is talking to them, or what their environment looks like all the time. If trust is weak, distance becomes torture. But if trust is strong, distance becomes manageable. Trust is not blind faith. It is confidence built from consistency, transparency, and respect. Long-distance relationships are also worth it when there is a clear purpose. Distance without direction leads to frustration. When there is no plan to eventually close the distance, the relationship begins to feel like emotional suspension. Visits become temporary relief instead of progress. A relationship needs something to move toward, a timeline, a goal, or at least shared intentions about the future. However, it is also important to say this. Long-distance relationships are not meant to drain your mental health. If you are constantly anxious, emotionally neglected, or begging for effort, distance is not the real problem. The problem is imbalance. A relationship should add meaning to your life, not constant stress. Many people stay in long-distance relationships out of fear of starting over, fear of losing someone familiar, or fear that this is the best they can get. But a relationship should not be sustained by fear. It should be sustained by mutual effort, growth, and respect. That said, long-distance relationships can be incredibly powerful. They teach emotional independence. They teach communication skills many couples never develop. They force people to know each other beyond physical presence. When done right, long-distance relationships can build a strong foundation that lasts far beyond the distance. So, is long-distance relationship worth it? It is worth it if both of you are committed, communication is consistent and healthy, trust is present, there is a shared vision for the future, the relationship brings peace more than pain. It is not worth it if you feel alone even while in the relationship, effort is one-sided, promises replace action, there is no plan to ever be together. Distance should be a season, not a prison. In the end, the real question is not whether long-distance relationships are worth it. The real question is whether the person, the effort, and the future you are building together are worth the distance. Because when the connection is real, distance does not weaken love, it tests it. And for the right people, that test makes the bond even stronger.